Hi guys, it's been a while. I'm still depressed, and the weather's not helping because for the past 3 weeks, Missoula has confused itself with Seattle. We've had nothing but rain and cold and gross, and it's not helping this whole I am depressed and want to get out of my house thing that's going on with me. But since I'm incredibly bored, I've decided to tell you guys something about me. My most ridiculous phobias of all time. There are 3 of them, and they're all pretty ridiculous, and there's no reason why I should be afraid of these things at all. Going in order from least ridiculous to most ridiculous, number 1. I have a fear of frogs and toads. Just thinking about them kind of creeps me out. So the only reason I can think of why I'm afraid of these things is because one time when I was over at a friend's house when I was younger, there was this really giant toad in an animal water dish, and we had seen them, and up until this point, I had not been afraid of them. There was 2 of them, and for some reason we had to put a board over them, and I'd set it over them, and then the next time that we looked, there was guts coming out of their mouth. All of their guts had come out of their mouth, and ever since then, I'm really afraid of frogs and toads. I don't like looking at them, I don't like hearing them, and they're really, really freaky. On to number 2. I am really, really afraid of librarians. Not libraries, not books, just the people who work there. This one, I know why I'm afraid of them, because when I was 12 to 13, I was going to the library almost 2 to 3 times a week because I had nothing else to do. It was the Hamilton, Montana Public Library, and the librarians working there was 2 types. There was the first type that was really happy that you were in there and didn't want to leave you alone until they could help you, and so they just kind of followed you around and like magically teleported from one side of the library to here in like 3 seconds, and that was scary. And then the second type was the type that hated you beyond all reason for walking in there that day. That's why I'm terribly afraid of librarians. I keep sounding more and more pathetic as these go on, and I'm getting really nervous. Yeah, I'm literally sweating just talking about this. This is how, I swear to God, these are my actual phobias. Number 3, I understand that this one is completely ridiculous and probably would never happen. It still concerns me, especially now. Like every 4 years, this phobia of mine starts to get really, really bad, or whenever we have a national crisis, because I am terrified that when it's dark out, there are political leaders outside of my windows. And that's why I have to have the curtains closed once it starts getting dark. The only reason that this one isn't as bad as it has been in the past is because I don't have access to TV, even though I have access to the internet, obviously, and I can look up news stories on like the presidential race and stuff. It's not as bad as it was last election season. Oh man. Election 2008. I was living in the dorms, and I was on the 9th floor. So there was a reasonable amount of space from the ground to where I was. But I was still terrified that John McCain was outside of my window. I really hope you guys are enjoying this, because I'm like trying not to have a panic attack right now. understand that all of these are ridiculous and completely insane, and none of these things could actually hurt me, except for frogs. There are some poisonous frogs that can kill you, so that one's not entirely baseless. Those are my top 3 most ridiculous phobias. I don't really have any others besides those. I'm not afraid of the dark, I'm afraid of what's in the dark. Even though I will lock my door at 8 o'clock and I know that there's nobody else in my house, I'm still afraid that there's somebody in here and they're going to kill me. Because I'm paranoid. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. If not, see you next time.